to ask you, going forward, where are we at on the latest gun grabs? Where are we at on the so-called buyback?
Well, funny enough that you mentioned that. So the gun ban that this whole thing is referring to is, of course, the May 2020 Ordering Council gun ban. That's happened 3.5 years ago. However, not a single gun has been confiscated by this government. There is no buyback program. There is no confiscation program. Even with a willing participant in the retailers, so gun stores who are stuck with unsellable inventory through no fault of their own, are willing to participate. Like, yes, we paid for this inventory 3.5 years ago or further back. We're not able to sell it. We're paying for storage. We're paying for insurance. We just want to move on and try and salvage our businesses, right? Willing participants don't even have a program with a lobby group that has signed an agreement with the government to perform that. So we, as you know, we filed a federal court challenge very quickly after this ban was announced back in 2020. It's been moving at the speed of justice. And we did have an 8-day hearing in the federal court here in Ottawa back in April. And Justice Kane actually came forward at a recent case management conference and said she will have her decision on that by the end of the month, which is interesting timing because there's an amnesty right now that protects gun owners who own these firearms, who bought them in good faith and bought them legally, have used them for decades without issue and used them safely, are protected from criminality, which the charge would be possession of a prohibited device, which carries with it a 10-year minimum mandatory prison sentence, right? So you and I are protected from that amnesty, but it runs out at the end of the month. The government has already once before extended that amnesty. The new public safety minister has made no indication that he intends to do so. And of course, we're not so silly as to put the freedom and future of Canadian gun owners in the hands of the Liberals. So we filed an injunction application in the federal court to force them to extend that amnesty. Now everything's, we've got a bunch of dates to file affidavits and cross-examinations and memorandums of fact. We will have a hearing on that injunction application to extend the amnesty on the 25th of October. So it's cutting it pretty close, should the government not voluntarily do it by then. But at the end of the day, we should have a decision out of Justice Kane by the end of the month. So I guess we will find out where we stand for the CCFR, regardless of whether we win or not. If we don't win, we'll be appealing. And if we do win, I'm sure the government will be appealing. However, it would give them the perfect out. It is an impossible task that they've committed to doing. And I think, it would be very Justin Trudeau for him to say, look, we tried to ban these guns. We lost in court. If you reelect us again, we'll do it right this time and do it through legislation and just reuse it, like recycle it as yet another election promise, right? It's all political anyways. So yeah, so that's kind of where we stand. By the end of October, there's all kinds of things will be happening. We will either win an injunction to extend that amnesty and protect gun owners, or it will run out and we will all be exposed to criminality. And hopefully Justice Kane does come through with that decision by the end of the month. And maybe we won't need that injunction because maybe we'll win and the OIC will be nullified and we'll head to the range. So very exciting month. A lot will be. Yes, please. But we'll see. Either way, it doesn't matter. If we lose, we have no intention of stopping now. So we're committed to taking it all the way. And at the end of the day, my message to gun owners out there everywhere is you've done nothing to deserve this. And this government won't be in power forever. So, either way, there will be a shinier day coming, but it just may not be yet.